Welcome to the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here. Listen to those birds. Oh my God, I'm standing outside Billina College, which is in Mooroolbark in the outer east of Melbourne, and we're doing a bushfire benefit, and Glenn Robbins is here. It's very unusual not being in a studio with him. How are you, Glenn?
Yeah, good. We're standing right next to my new car.
That's the Audi. Look at it. I don't say it's an Audi.
We haven't talked about the Audi on this podcast. If you want to hear about the Audi, go to our other podcast.
Somehow related.
But I've got a new Audi, and this is it here. Don't touch it. You can just look at it.
Are there any other Audis in this car park? Have you seen any? Or
all I know is this is a campus that's very big, and there's a lot of, I think there's a serious amount of money out here. Well, I drove to the end of a very sort of motley looking road, and all of a sudden we're in this incredible place.
Oh my God, there's Nazeem Hussain taking photos. He's also on the podcast. And there's David Rose, the organiser. We'll chat to him. Glenn, good that you're doing the benefit. How are you feeling? Because you don't do that much live work.
I haven't done it. I'm going on stage with you. I sort of go on with a backup. So if anything happens, I just run off and leave you by yourself.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry. But, oh my God, the birds are overpowering us here. Well, anyway, Glenn, we do talk to you a lot. I do talk to you a lot on.
It's a cockatoo. You would have seen a cockatoo.
I've seen a cockatoo. This is interesting. Maybe we'll go inside. But anyway, I'll chat to you later, Glenn. I'm going to get attacked by birds.
Who's on the podcast?
Okay, so who's on the bill now? Richard Stubbs on the moment.
Yep.
Geraldine Hickey, I saw her driving out. She's been on. Ben Knight, Nazeem Hussain, David Rose, who's a former student of this school, has organised it. He's on, and that'll be it. Christine Basil.
Do you reckon everyone will have face masks on in the audience?
Oh yeah, the masks. Hey, mate, save for the stage, all right? You're doing.
I just told my partner I'm flying to Sydney tomorrow, and she said wear a face mask. Is it happening out there? Is it happening? We were going to wear. Is it all going to happen? Is it a plague?
It could happen.
By the time this comes out, we all may be overrun by. What's it?
Well, it's the coronavirus.
Yeah, the coronavirus.
So not even the smoke; it's just the virus as well.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I've got a mask. I'll put it in my bag.
Yeah, and you can be like an Asian tourist. I love it. Yeah.
Well, look, you know.
Maybe they know something we don't know. I think the birds are trying to tell us something out here. Shut up. Jesus.
I've seen a cockatoo, and there's a whole lot of cockatoos.
A lot of cockatoos out here. Anyway,
they will eat your house.
Well, yeah, I see them down the beach. They're pretty
my brother had to put nets up so his place wouldn't be eaten by a cockatoo.
They bloody love it.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, calm down. All right, well, keep listening. I'll chat to you later.
Hang on. So now this is before we go on. So, I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Well, people are saying the audience is a bit quiet.
I reckon they're a bit quiet.
It's a Tuesday night.
And I reckon it's a bit. Yeah, I reckon they're a bit. They're nice people. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know.
I did a gig here with Mick Malloy and Sam Pang and Adam Rosenbach, and it was great. But that was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And they were all drinking. So this is a Tuesday night, and it's, late January. So people are tired from the holidays if they've got kids. I'm buggered because I've got kids.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm looking forward to going home. Anyway, that's a good way to start.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Look, the bottom line is it's a benefit. All the money, no one's getting paid.
Yep.
Apart from our $8,000 fee, which we're going to split.
No one else on the bill except you and I, $4,000 each.
$4,000 cash we demand. Yeah. No, we're not getting paid. No one's getting paid.
I'm getting a chopper. I'm going to get a chopper.
Are you getting a helicopter?
I'm going to leave the Audi here.
And so all the money raised, even the bar tab's going to the theatre's for free, so it's great. But because we're doing it for free, if it's no good, we just cut and run. We just go, look, thanks for coming out. Good on you. It's a great cause.
What happened on stage stays on stage, and we're doing it for a good cause. And we're going to go shoot a few cockatoos.
All right, let's get in there. Okay, you're back on the debrief. We're doing the bushfire benefit, and I've got Nazeem Hussain here. How are you, Nazeem?
Oh man, I'm good. This is where the hell are we?
We're in Mooroolbark.
Where do you live again?
I live in Clifton Hill, but I grew up around here.
Do you really? I feel like you. Let me guess. You're like a Ringwood.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, have you told me this before?
Yeah, no, I'm Mitcham, but Mitcham is next to Ringwood.
Ringwood. Yeah, you know, Waleed grew up in Mitcham, so I used to go there.
Waleed, yeah.
No, sorry, I didn't know if he grew up. He lived there for a long time.
He lived on Brunswick Road.
Yeah, the one near the train line.
Yeah, where my parents still live off that road.
Oh, really? There's that there's like, what's that pub on the corner?
Yeah, the Mitcham Hotel.
Mitcham Hotel. Oh yeah, I remember we. Yeah, I used to stay there so frequently. Like I used to visit that place a lot. So I'm familiar with your.
But hang on, my hood. But you grew up in Burwood, didn't you?
Yeah. So what?
We're not that far.
No, not far at all. Like I'm an eastern suburb. I don't know why I don't know anything about Mooroolbark.
It's on the train line, but see, Burwood, you probably didn't get the train.
No. I was off Warrigal Road, so like you had to walk up to Warrigal Road, take a bus to Holmes, or you could walk to Ashburton Station.
Yeah.
I went to Ashburton Primary School.
Yeah. And then Melbourne High?
And then Mount Waverley for 2 years, and then you get Melbourne High starts at year 9. So you sit the exam in year 8.
Yeah.
Nerds. It was such a, oh my God. I was like, I think to this day, probably the only thing that I've ever really felt, I don't know, I felt really proud. I can't think of many other times that I was like excited about getting something.
Getting into Melbourne High?
Yeah, it was just like,
Did you study for it and do?
You can't. Yeah, I think I did. I think I studied, but I definitely tried really hard in the exam, and all the boys were talking about it between the time we did the exam and then getting the letter. And teachers, I remember there was a substitute teacher, Miss Agarwal. She, when she found out that I got in, she just came up to me and said, "My boys didn't get in. How come you got in?" And it was just
really?
Yeah,
it's a bit awkward.
And so she'd keep trying to give me detention, and if I talk in class, I'd get sent to the principal's office, and I think she was trying to sabotage my.
My brother went there for one day.
Really?
Yeah, Trev. He's the smartest one in our family, the oldest. So he wasn't happy with his HSC score because he wanted to get into medicine.
Right.
And so he went there for one day, and then he got an offer to do law at Monash.
No.
So he left, yeah.
Wait, how did he go there for one day?
He just went there on the Monday, and they told him to cut his hair, and this was the 70s, it would have been. Cut your hair and tuck your shirt in, and he goes, "Oh, this is fine." And then he got an offer to go to do law, his second round offer.
So okay, his second round was law.
Yeah.
Well, he basically did a Lindsay Fox. Lynn Fox.
Oh, yeah.
He went to Melbourne. He got kicked out, and then and then he went and worked for a truck company or something. He bought a truck and became famous and rich, and now. He lands his helicopter on the school oval. Like when I used to go to school, we'd be playing football, and suddenly a helicopter would just descend onto the oval, and we would all have to. And so it's kind of like a bit of a fuck you to the school, but also like
I've done well.
Yeah, I've done well. But the school loves him because he gives them money, But
I'm trying to remember when I first met you, because I remember what year was Fear of a Brown Planet, the show you did with Amir.
That was we did the Fringe 2007, the Melbourne Comedy Festival 2008. So that was when we first really probably started.
That's when I would have met you guys.
And then we took a year off, and then 2010 we came back, and then we did, I think, 2011.
I remember talking to you in like one of those shit on Swanston Street, one of those greasy spoons. I was talking to you. And the thing I remember about you always had a bit of a posse with you. You had the big guy? Who was the big guy?
I was just talking to him on the phone just now. He was at the gym. He works security. He had a bit of a weird date tonight or something. It didn't really go very well. But no, he's you remember Hesh?
Yeah, I remember him. There was a few other guys.
There was Rizwan. There's basically when I did raw comedy, and Ahmed did it as well. It's kind of how we both got into comedy.
Did you know Ahmed before that?
Yeah, we knew each other. We'd do like community stuff together. So I actually entered, and then Ahmed saw me get through, and was like, I can do that. Then he entered, and our other friend Muhammad, he saw Ahmed and I get through. And then he entered, and then the three of us did Fear of Brown Planet. Then Muhammad left. But yeah, basically all the heats were at a pub, and so when I was on, the pub would get filled up with Muslims, like hijabs, beards, all sorts of stuff, and none of them would buy alcohol. So it was just kind of like a bit of a rip, and they wouldn't laugh at anyone else's act, and then when I would come on, they would just. Ah!
Now, hang on, we got. I'll advertise that later. David wrote. I've got to talk to you later, David. He's handed me a pamphlet. We'll do that later of Dilruk J. Singer.
Mate, I think he's gotten confused.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's happened to you before with Waleed Ali, but never with Dilruk, surely.
Oh no, I mean, Dill's he's lost the pounds, mate. I've been putting on.
Hang on, yes, but he's Sri Lankan and you're Sri Lankan.
I'm Sri Lankan. We both worked. Well, he worked as I worked as a tax consultant, but he worked at an accounting firm as well. Beforehand.
What did you do at uni?
I studied science and law.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Completely unrelated. Well, sort of, I mean. I remember I was going to apply to all these other places, and then as soon as I finished my last exam, there's a flyer on the table which just said, you don't need to have a commerce degree to work with us, so I applied for PwC, and then I got in, and then I just never applied for another job, and then just did comedy. I just thought, this is a big firm, you can kind of keep your head down and muck around, and so I've done a gig for PwC. They're
very young there.
Well, I think median age was like 23.
Yeah, there was no one over 40. I said, did he kill people when they hit 40?
Well, it's because you know what? I legitimately was getting paid less than I was at a call center. I was on I think 52K a year.
But they do all the work, the young guys, don't
you
they?
do all the work, so they work you so hard, and you're just numbers drones. And then the partners, it's a pyramid thing. So, only so many people make it.
That's what someone told me.
Yeah. Not everybody gets promoted, and some people just don't get the hint after 5 years that they're not getting promoted. You're not going anywhere, mate. Just leave. You've got it on your resume.
How long did you work there for?
I don't know if this is all defamatory, but whatever.
No, people know.
Who cares?
It's a podcast.
Can you defame a company properly? I was there for 2009 to end of 2012.
Yeah, right. Were you very happy to
years.
leave when you left, or?
I wasn't very happy because there's something about the job security that is nice, but I've never looked back. I also it'll always be there, that world. But I'll try because I left because I did that show on SBS Legally Brown. So I thought I'll just do this until that's finished, and then I'll figure out what to do next. And I just never had to think about it.
Yeah,
things just roll on. You know what I mean?
You've done well, man. You've done well.
But you know what? I think anyone that can do comedy that does leave a full-time job, you'll find ways to fill up your time.
Yeah.
I think now, oh man, I've got a comedy festival show coming up, and you speak to some comedians who are like, oh, I'm not touring this year. I'm like, well, what are you going to do in that time?
Yeah.
But you life goes on, your career still lives. There's stuff to do. There's always.
You play the piano, I know.
Man, I've started. I'm not very. You've heard the piano, or you've heard the news?
I've heard you play. Yeah, I've heard you talk about it on radio.
I'm really bad.
But also, you got a kid, so that takes a long time.
It's a lot. I mean, he can now talk and say he's obviously all in the nose and stuff. He's now just addicted to watching this one truck video over and over and over. So I can tell you all about road-headed trucks, the difference between a bulldozer and a
I knew all that stuff.
Loader. There's
the dig, my son used to call them.
The dig.
The dig.
But YouTube videos now are super informative. There's this one guy called Blippi, some American dude who I'm not hating on him, but I don't think he's a natural children's performer.
They're often not, though.
But he's just put on a funny looking hat and some weird glasses, and he's just doing all the things. He's doing horse. He's got a horse video. Blippi's got 45 million hits on every video.
Yeah, right.
And then he's always on tour. He's probably an absolute multi-million.
Oh, he would be.
And I'm considering doing some sort of children's. Maybe I'll corner the Mooralbark children's community.
A lot of kids out here.
Well,
good luck, Nazeem, today. You'll be fine.
Well, you got your set sorted?
Yeah, not really, no. No, we should work it out. I don't know how long we've got to do.
You got any topics?
I got MC. I'm going to host, though. No, nothing about bushfires.
I got nothing.
No, I got nothing. Don't worry about that.
You know what? I had a joke that lasted about 1 minute. Remember when there was a lot of smoke in Melbourne? And I just started. I was like, I started my set 2 times by saying, "Oh man, how smug are Asians? Walking around with their masks, going, I told you so." Anyway, then the smoke cleared, and now coronavirus is a thing.
Yeah, they're even smugger. You can still do that joke.
You can't, because now, like you say, you make a joke about them walking around with masks. You think, oh, coronavirus.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
as opposed to the smoke.
Yeah, still do it. I'm confident.
Thanks, man.
All right,
I'll give it a go.
Thanks. Still here at the Bushfire Benefit. David Rose is here. He's the organiser. He went to this school, Billanook College, and you have been on this podcast before, but you couldn't what was it?
I think I was recording something for the ill-fated Tonightly, and
I was doing 5 gigs in a day.
That's right. Yeah. And we were recording outside, and I don't think you had a windsock on the Zoom.
No windsock. I don't own a windsock, so there wouldn't have been a windsock.
Could have just used a normal sock.
Could just use a sock. You're right. Now what? Now you organised this. Well done. Congrats. It's sold out.
I think we have two seats left or something like that, but essentially sold out. Yeah. So we've got about 450 in and $50 a head. So it's about $21,000 for Bushfire Relief.
And plus the bar, which is what I like about this gig, is that you've got the theatre for free. So the school's given the theatre for free. Is that right?
Well, I mean, yeah. My parents paid a lot to send me here, so...
Yeah, it's about time these private schools gave back to the community.
In a sense, we probably paid like $50,000 for the theatre. But
you paid for the first front row of seats, there's no doubt about that.
Well, actually, this got built while I was here, and if you look on the back of all the seats, there's different family names.
Have you got some...
You could adopt a seat in here. So
have you got a seat out there?
No, I don't think so.
No, bugger that. You're paying your fees, mate.
No, exactly.
Stuff that. What, are your parents here?
Yeah, they're sitting inside, and I'm about to make fun of them.
And so, but how do you feel doing a gig at your former school? Is there pressure?
Yeah, it's weird. I think what'll be interesting, I don't think any of my old classmates are here, but a few of my old teachers are. In fact, actually, so I was performing arts captain at this school in Year 12, of course.
Was it like the Glee Club, is it? Or?
No, you know why I did it? Is because a mate of mine was trying to be performing arts captain, and I just wanted to get it so he couldn't have it. So I did that.
Motivation, yeah. You did law, so I can see that mongrel in you.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I was performing arts captain here, and I got banned from giving addresses to the assemblies because I was told by the performing arts teacher that I kept trying to make them funny, and there's no room for that at this school.
What?
And here we are now.
You brought the funny back to Billanook.
I brought the funny back.
What is it, a Christian school? What is it?
It's nominally Christian. It's a bit woo-woo, you know. So they have a priest, but the priest also does yoga and things.
Oh, he's a bit of a hippie priest.
Yeah.
But uniting
priest,
church.
I guess priestess. It's a
woman?
Yeah.
That's not a priest, a vicar.
It's uniting church.
Pastoral care, I think they call it, don't they?
Well, yeah. Some would call it other things.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your time at this school?
It was fine. It's high school.
Yeah.
Who enjoys high school? I met some of the
I liked high school.
Yeah, but you don't... I got mates who were like, it was the best time of my life.
I know, but that's because they peaked in high school. They're in the footy team and they got a route. You know what I mean?
They don't do footy here, they do volleyball. So if you're a jock, you're on the volleyball team.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go out there and smash it, David. Do it.
Thanks for having me. And thanks for coming.
Yeah, and you can plug your gig now for Doorak. When's Doorak J. Singer doing your other gig in the mountains?
So March 8th in Alinda, which is my hometown. So I run a gig there just so I can visit my parents.
That's great. We did a podcast from there, me and Mike G and Oaksy. Yeah.
So it's at the Alinda Community Hall, March 8th, and you can buy tickets. Probably just Google Dilruk Jai Singer Alinda. I don't reckon there'll be a lot of Google results other than mine.
And it is an interesting, I wouldn't say deliverance, but it's definitely in the mountains.
It's funny, it's the only place in Australia I'm famous. I walk around and people go, "You're the comedian," because I'm the only one they've seen.
Well, people don't leave the mountain very often, as we tried to explain to Mike G. They don't come off the mountain that often up there.
No, not at all.
All right, cool. Thanks, David. Last person I'm going to talk to tonight, most important person here, Christine Basil. How are you, Christine?
Really? Hello, David. How are you?
Yeah, good. Now, we've known each other for a long time.
27 years.
Well, what year did you start comedy?
91.
I started 90, late 90.
Yep.
So we would have met early on. I wonder where we actually met.
Well, my first Starangata.
Probably Starangata.
Yeah.
Probably Starangata. And you were great from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm using some of the same joke.
Same here, don't worry about that.
That's proof right there.
But you were interesting because we were all young, but you'd already had kids. You had kids earlier than most comics.
Yeah.
Now every comic's got children these days, haven't they?
I started it.
You started the trend. You and Tim Smith.
Oh, right. No, we have no kids together. Oh, I see what you mean. I do have a weird dream about Tim Smith, about running a log cabin. Our parents did. And we had sex on the embankment. Near the car park. And whenever I see Tim Smith, I always get embarrassed and he doesn't know why. So I hope that explains it, Tim.
So what age usually would start around 25, 26?
No, 28, but God
28.
love you. No, you made me older. No, 28. I think I was 28.
Yeah.
I'm born in 63, so whatever that is.
Yeah. I'm 65. Right. So, because how old were your kids then when you started?
Well, I know when the first time I ever did comedy was at one of these talent quest things, right? And all I remember is that I didn't want to go on too late, and you had to wait till the end of the night to see who won or who goes into the next final or something. And my boobs were filling up. So so I was still feeding one of them.
Oh wow! Was that hard to start doing comedy at that point in life, or were you just over-parenting? You just went, I'm just going to try something.
No, I just couldn't wean that kid. I told her Easter Bunny stole her milk and left eggs.
But why did you decide to go into comedy?
Oh, because I went and seen. It was at La Joke upstairs.
Yeah.
We always grew up with comedy in the house. A lot of the old Monty Python albums, and we used to watch the comedians at that English show. So I grew up with that in the house. So I thought, and I was the funny kid, because academically I was the most stupid in six kids, so that was my little thing. So I thought, I'd really like to, write 5 minutes. I reckon I could write 5 minutes, because I went to, like an open mic night upstairs at the Joke.
Yeah.
And I thought, it sounds like I'm up myself, but I really thought, I reckon I could write something as funny as that.
Yeah.
If that's funny. So I wrote 5 minutes, then I thought, no, I want to try that myself. I don't want someone else to try that, because, you know, when you write it and you feel like you sort of own it because you wrote it. I thought, I'll give it a try, what can happen.
And you are a good writer too, as well as being a performer.
I do I do write for other comics too. So, happily.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, we're here at this bushfire benefit because, of course, your husband is a CFA volunteer.
He is, yes,
He
for
loves
many
it.
years. He goes off. He loves it. He loves it in a good, passionate way where you want him fighting a fire for you because he will put his life literally on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
good on you for coming along and supporting David and his benefit and everyone else.
Yeah, it's very important.
I've got to talk to you longer at a different point, but I'm emceeing this second half, so I'm always
You got a
wary
job
of
to be.
going- yeah, wary of going- he'll finish and I have to jump back on stage. Good
Thank
to
you
see
for the
Christine.
opportunity, and I appreciate it.
Christine Basil there, and thanks everyone for listening. It has been the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill signing off.